What's up guys, welcome back to another video. If you didn't watch the last video, we're getting the crew cab all ready to paint it. So we've got the bed off already, that was in the last video. Today I'm going to show you real quick what I'm going to do, and we're going to go and get this. Hopefully by the end of the video we've got the bed undercoated, the frame coated, and most of the cab undercoated as well. So let me show you that real quick. Alright, so we got the bed here in the garage, so a couple things we need to do is take these marker lights off. That'll be pretty easy. Got to take these spacers out from where the fifth wheel rails were. They just slide out, so that'll be easy. And then pretty much all we're doing to this is cleaning it. I'm going to be using a product called Chassis Saver, and it's actually beneficial if the surface is rough. So we're just going to clean all the grease and oil off of it and then coat that. Then out here on the actual truck, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to take the bumper off. We're not going to use this bumper anymore, it's shot. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to remove kind of all this wiring and just pull it out of the clips and let it hang down. Maybe bundle it up into a bag so it doesn't get wet or any of the chassis saver on it. And then really the only prep for the frame besides cleaning it that I'm going to do, you can see in here where I welded those fifth wheel hitch brackets to the frame. It kind of melted the original paint and rusted just a little bit, so I might just grind that down a little bit. But this chassis saver is totally fine to be used over rust as long as it's not flaking and peeling. So another thing, I'm going to remove the exhaust to get that out of the way so I can have better access to the frame. I'll be putting a new exhaust on this. I'm torn whether to remove the fuel tank. I built this crew cab and the frame is super clean behind there. Yeah, so you can't really see it very well, but it's super clean except for where this bracket's welded on. So I might just chassis saver that spot down in there and then call it good for that. And then I'm going to get, everything I can. I'm going to try and clean the underside of the cab and undercoat that as well. There'll be spots like around the transmission that I can't get to, but I'll get those when we swap the transmission out. So that's going to be the plan for today. So let's go ahead and get after it. So there's a lot of stuff that's just faded on through the years, but it's cleaning up really, really nice. So I'm very excited. This won't be too much work. you're probably wondering why I'm using a spray bottle. I don't necessarily want to drench the bottom here because there's holes here, and this is on one of my nice workbenches. But it's cleaning up really, really nice. So I think what I'm actually going to do is stand the bed up on a pallet so I can just spray the whole underside and work from the top and wash it all the way down to the bottom, and the water will just run off. I think that'll be much quicker. But I'm very impressed at how well it's cleaning up. It looks dirty, but it's just not running off. So I think if we can get the hose out here and really soak it, it'll clean up much faster. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so I got my pressurized weed sprayer full of soapy water. Got some heavy duty Dawn dish soap that should cut through the oil pretty good. So I'm going to spray the spots, wash them, then rinse it off with the hose. This is going to work a lot better. Alright, that cleaned up very nicely. I'm glad I stood it up. That made it way easier. Got all the grease and dirt off. The fender wells are actually super clean. I am shocked. I mean, no rust at all. So I think actually while I have it stood up, I'm gonna wash this side at least, at least just a little bit, so that when I do the bed liner I don't have to wash it extensively when it's on the bench. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, that's all cleaned off. So I'm going to bring the bench back out and just kind of lean it on the bench and let it kind of drip off and dry for a couple minutes. Alrighty, while it dries, you know what time it is. Time for another Mountain Dew. So while the bed's drying for a couple minutes, I'm going to get started on cleaning this wiring up and getting the bumper removed from here so we can coat the frame at the same time that we do the underside of the bed. All right, the bumper's off. So that opened up the frame nicely. Got some of this wiring kind of pulled out, but I'm going to pull it out a little bit more. Kind of wrap it up probably so it doesn't get any of the chassis saver on it. And then I got to clean. The frame's not really greasy and dirty. This center bracket right here where the spare tire goes is a little bit greasy. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a clean too. The gas tank's greasy, but other than that, it's pretty good. So also the bed is now pretty much completely dry. So I'm going to put that back up on the workbench and then clean off the frame, and then we'll be ready to start putting some chassis saver down. So let's do it. Alright guys, just spent the last little while cleaning the frame, cleaned up the fuel tank. Still a little bit wet, but turned out nice. I think it's about ready to put the coating on the frame for sure. And then on the bed, I'm just going to run over it real quick with some more concentrated degreaser and a tack cloth. Get it nice and clean, and then we're going to undercoat it. So let's do it. Alright, she's all cleaned off. Now I'm going to take all these lights off and it should be ready, I think. Alright, those are off. So it left some holes there, obviously. I'll probably fill those in at a later date, because I don't plan on putting those lights back on. Okay, I think we are ready. What I'm going to do is back the truck up into the driveway next to the bed and I'll probably lay out a tarp and park it on that so I don't get the stuff all over the driveway. And then I will start putting the chassis saver on. So, wish me luck.